Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name's Megan and I will be guiding you through 60 minutes of Yin Yoga. For props, you will need one bolster and 2 yoga blocks or something lying around your house the same shape and size. Let's begin by grounding ourselves. Take a comfortable seat, close your eyes and let your eyelids get heavy. If you'd like to, you could grab your bolster and sit on that to help your hips open up and not feel so tight and take any pressure out of your lower back. Begin by noticing your breath, feeling the natural rhythm of the inhales and the exhales. As you inhale, imagine that fresh oxygen going to all your tissues and organs in your body, creating nourishment. And as you exhale, imagine any stagnant energy being released. Listening to your inhale, visualize ocean waves coming to the shore. As you exhale, imagine the waves drifting back out to sea. Visualize getting more and more relaxed with these gentle ocean waves. Now take a moment if you have a one-word intention you'd like to dedicate your practice to. Some ideas I have are flow, serenity, and calmness. All right, friends, very gently and slowly open your eyes and let's get prepared to set up our first posture, which will be toe squat. Grab your blocks. We're going to set our blocks side by side, close to the top of the mat, and then our bolster in front of the blocks closest to us, placing our knees on the bolster to keep our knees comfortable. Tuck our toes and even help with our fingers to untuck our baby toes. So all toes are tucked, getting a nice stretch across the back of the feet. This is an intense stretch for our feet, so we won't take it for too long. Feel free to back out of the pose at any time when it becomes too intense. Remember to stay connected to your breath and remain open and calm, listening to the sensations that our body tells us. If at any time it becomes numb or sharp, hot or searing sensation, then we need to back out of the pose. But if the sensation comes too intense, you can place your hands on the block in front of you and lean forward for a moment. Listen within. What is our body telling us? We can go back and forth by lifting our hands off the blocks, allowing ourselves to get deeper into the pose, and then back out of the pose, placing our hands on the blocks and leaning forward. Ocean breaths, my friends. Continuing inhales and exhales. A Taoist saying is, a person with open toes has an open mind. Taking in another deep inhale, exhale, just a friendly reminder to breathe. Noticing what comes up in our mind and our body when we have to sit in discomfort. Okay, to come out of the posture, place your hands on the blocks in front of you. Very slowly untuck your toes. And we're going to come onto our knees. We can sit in hero pose on a block. Or another option, we can remove the block if the stretch is not intense for you. Just do what works best for your body today. What is your body telling you? Do you need to adjust? I'm placing the block back underneath me because it was getting a little too intense in my knees. Let's take one more deep inhale in through our nose. Exhale it out. As we move on to our next posture, which will be Sphinx pose. So I'm setting my blocks to the side, my bolster to the side. We won't need them just yet. Coming onto our abdomen, placing our forearms on the mat in front of us. I'm going to grab both my elbows just to make sure that they are directly shoulder width distance, elbows underneath shoulders, palms flat on the floor. Pressing our pelvis, the tops of our thighs, shins, and the tops of our feet into the mat. Pull your heart forward and gently gaze forward or down at the mat a few feet ahead of you. Pulling our heart forward, feeling that energy open up and start to work into the back of our body. So the theme of today's class is the season winter, and the element is water. At this time, it is December, just a few days before Christmas and a week and a half before New Year's Eve, as we wind down the end of the year. Winter is a time of introspection. The answers we seek are within us. We just have to be quiet enough to listen and empty enough to be filled. We shall reflect on what we need to let go of and create space for new strength. Good work, everybody. Let's make our way to crocodile pose. Stack your forearms parallel to the top of the mat. Stack your hands and rest your forehead on top of your hands. Making our way out of seal pose, unstacking our arms, placing our hands, and finding our bolster, we are going to take our next posture, which will be seal posture. So take your bolster and place it under your rib cage. Take your arms straight out in front of you. Hands are shoulder width distance, pressing your palms into the floor to whatever degree of extension in your spine is comfortable. Remember, we don't want to go full sensation here. We don't want to go to the maximum depth when entering a pose. Pause when you feel the resistance. Keep softening and relaxing and breathing during the pose. Making your way out of the pose, let your forearms drop, remove the bolster, come all the way onto your abdomen and your chest, resting one cheek down, arms down by your sides, palms facing down for belly shavasana. And then turn your head to the opposite side, resting your other cheek down, just balancing out another belly shavasana. Coming out of this pose, take your hands, place them under your shoulders, and push yourself up into a tabletop. Let's make our way to our next pose, which will be frog pose, by taking our blocks in front of us. Moving from tabletop position, begin to widen our legs here, keeping our knees bent here at 90 degrees, keeping a straight line from our knee to our ankle, flexing our feet, taking our blocks in front of us and grabbing our bolster to place on top of the blocks as we walk down onto our forearms. We can allow our forehead to rest, feeling that stretch in the groin and the inner thigh. I'm just going to flip the other way so you can see the placement of my legs, just in case it was hard to tell in that angle. So from where my knee is, it's a straight line back to my ankle and my feet are flexed. Listening to our bodies always, connecting with our breath always. This part of the year has to do with timelines. We're creating goals, setting boundaries, getting life organized for the next year. Getting ready to make our way out of our posture, place your hands under your shoulders and very slowly push yourself up. And then just very slowly start to bend in your knees, bringing your ankles a little bit closer, and very, very slowly, inch by inch, walk your knees closer together, coming to tabletop pose. From tabletop pose, we can cross our legs and make our way onto our back, hugging our knees into our chest. Let's make our way to our next posture. Let's roll onto our side and use our hand to help push ourselves up into a seated position. Moving our props to the side, we won't need them for our next posture. Making our way to tabletop, where we will take puppy pose or heart melting pose. So keeping our hips stacked over our knees, we're going to start to walk our hands forward, bringing our chest and heart closer to the floor and resting our forehead down or coming to our chin if that is available in our body. I prefer to start with my forehead, and as I begin to open up, then maybe I will place my chin, but just depends on the day how my body's feeling. I'm not going to push myself into doing any pose to make it look any sort of way. It's all about sensation and how our body feels. Make sure your arms are about shoulder width distance, palms flat on the mat, and then pull your navel to your spine, always protecting our lower back. Connecting with our breath, inhaling, and exhale our fears and doubts, releasing them down and out of the body, and inhaling courage and faith. Making our way out of this pose, slowly walk our hands back, and we are going to come to a tabletop position. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. Nice long spine from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Pull your navel to your spine. We'll stay here for 1 minute. And now to counterpose this, we'll come onto our knees and get prepared to do a restorative child's pose. Keeping our knees close together, letting our forehead come to the mat, and let our arms rest down by our sides. Or I have another option for another restorative child's pose. Grab your blocks, place them next to each other, and kneel on top. Let your head hang down. It shouldn't be touching the mat, and let your arms rest down by your sides. This just allows your neck to hang down and decompress. We'll stay here for about a minute. Remember to breathe and always take care of yourself. Let's slowly make our way out of the pose, taking our hands underneath our shoulders, pressing ourselves up. Now take your blocks to the back of your mat, one on the lowest setting, one on the medium setting, and place your bolster on top, creating a ramp. So coming to in front of the props, sitting down, taking our legs wide, we're going to take a reclined saddle pose here. So both legs on each side, taking our sacrum to the bolster and starting to lay back gently, opening our chest. Adjusting our body here, taking micro moments, getting settled in. Option, lift your arms up over your head. And I have one more option too. We can take a half a saddle, so we can have one leg straight and one leg down to the side if that suits your body better. Beginning to settle into the pose, slowly opening the body. You can keep your arms down by your sides, or again, friendly option. You can hold your elbows up over your head, opening your chest even more. Just listening to what your body needs. We're coming up on the halfway point now, so if you want to switch legs, extending one lung and bending the other, coming to half settle on the other side. Reminder to always listen to your body, and let's stay connected with our ocean breath. Using this posture to help us process unnecessary fear so we can grow and evolve and fulfill our purpose here on earth, our Dharma. Let's make our way out of the posture, taking your arms down by your sides, slowly pushing our way up so we don't get dizzy. Coming onto hands and knees, slowly moving. We're going to cross our ankles and sit onto our bottom, moving our props to the side. We're going to come to staff pose, sending our legs out straight in front of us, toes facing the sky, placing our hands down next to our bottom and sitting up nice and tall, nice and long spine. Feeling the nutrients come back to those joints. Let's make our way to our next posture. We'll need our props and our block. So take your legs here now to a 90-90. Take your blocks in front of your front leg and your bolster. We're coming to a deer pose. Rest your hands behind you. Sit up nice and tall. We'll stay here for 1 minute. Option to lean back on the hands a little bit, just opening up the front of the body. Let's walk our hands forward, placing them next to our props, pulling our props comfortable, and folding forward over that front leg. So yes, our legs are at about a 90-90, feet are flexed. And we can take it right in front of our shin or bring it over here to the side. Props in front of our front knee, so it's more at an angle. I like to start here at the center, and then later I'll probably take my props off over to the side. Let's walk ourselves back up and make our way onto our back. So our front leg, let's straighten that in front of us. And let's take our leg that was back into a tree pose. So letting that hip open up now externally and placing your foot to the inside of the extended leg's thigh, resting on your back here for 1 minute. Extending both legs long now, and let's make our way back up, rolling onto our side, pressing our way up, coming to deer pose now on the opposite leg, getting set up, bringing our blocks and our bolster in front of us. Bringing our legs to 90-90, opposite leg in front now, bent 90 at the knees, 90 at the ankles, keeping a nice straight line from our knee to our shin, and then sitting up nice and tall or leaning back on our hands here. And then making our way, walking ourselves forward, resting on our props, resting our forehead down. Checking in again, friendly reminder, ocean breathing, checking in with sensation. What do we need? Moving our props to the side a little more if needed, always listening to what our body needs and honoring what our body tells us. As we begin to walk ourselves back up, coming to supine tree. So again, move your props to the side. Front leg extends long in front of you, and back leg comes to a tree position. So taking that foot to the inside, externally opening the hip here and resting on our back, arms resting down at our sides. Let's extend that leg now long. Grab our bolster, place it under our knees as we make our way to our final resting pose, Shavasana. Rolling onto our back, getting comfortable and getting settled. Letting our palms face up in a position of receiving. Letting our legs just naturally externally rotate away from each other. And maybe you want to walk your shoulder blades closer together under your heart. Close your eyes and settle in for your final meditation. When it's time to finish the meditation, I will bring you out of it. Feel free to totally relax here. Start to bring some awareness back to your breath, noticing your inhales and your exhales. Gently rock your head side to side if you'd like to. Gently start to wiggle your shoulders all the way down to your fingers, making micro movements, rolling your wrists around, and then gently rolling your legs, rocking them side to side, wiggling your toes, rolling some circles with your ankles. Rolling onto whatever side is most comfortable for you into the fetal position using your arm as a pillow. When you're ready, very slowly push your way up. Keep your eyes closed if you'd like to, and come to happy seat, legs crossed. You can sit on your bolster again if you'd like to for a little more support. Resting your hands down on your legs, palms facing up in the receiving position again, and just taking a moment to notice how you're feeling. Thank you for spending this winter day with me, spending your energy with me. On your next inhale, raise your arms up, palms kiss the top, and then exhale, bring your hands down to heart center. And namaste. Thank you, friends. Have a great one.